If you guys have listened to the pod, you know that I bring up Bridgerton like every other word. And, Anneliese didn't necessarily watch it before. And so finally she bit the bullet and she just watched it. Why'd you do that?
Well, okay, listen, do not misquote me, bitch. I watched it and made a conscious decision to not like it. I did the research and then, okay, I guess you're kind of right. So I did watch it. I had watched a few of, I don't know which season. And I just was like, I just said it was a little juvenile for me. Everyone's obsessed with it now and that I've tried it. And, it just felt like it was for a younger crowd. But then I started watching this recent one with the adorable redheaded girl. Do you know what I'm talking about? Which season it? It's not the Queen Charlotte
the girl from Dairy Girls.
She's the writer, and she's the writer, right? She's the gossip columnist. And anyway, I just have to say this, so I have to recant what I said, and I think I didn't get it before, and I didn't realize what Shonda Rhimes has really done. This whole Shonda land, this whole period piece with every race, color, and creed is so cool. It's so inventive. I've never seen anything like it. I do really like the conversations. I love how much sex is in it. I didn't know that you were going to see these people get it on. You were going to see his tushy. You were going to see her boobs. I was like, this isn't juvenile at all. I mean, this is softcore porn. And I
sure hope not.
And yeah, right? And I really believed their love. I kind of, I think I was saying before, I've seen a couple characters that came off, pretty effeminate, pretty gay. And I was,
Who's
just
gay?
Not believing in the love
one of the
story.
brothers is gay, I think. One of the Bridgerton brothers is gay. I didn't see maybe as many.
No, I don't know.
I think he might be like bi.
There might be. I think there's a queer love.
I
think there's a queer love story. I'm just saying all the guys in it are gay in real life. And sometimes you can tell.
That's true,
and that's just a little, yes, that's all. That's all I was saying.
Let's talk about that.
Come on.
That's very interesting. I wonder, how do you guys feel about when a gay man plays straight and then is like engaging in all the sexual activities like on the screen? Of course it's acting. We know that. But is there anything under that? Like, is it, because I know that it's interesting. It's very interesting, like, what do you think?
It doesn't matter if you're gay, straight. It's just if you're a good actor, right? Like, is there chemistry there? Sometimes there's not chemistry between two gay actors, two people playing queer, two straight people. But I think it's time. I don't think we can have this conversation anymore, right? Because we watched Jake Gyllenhaal and Heath Ledger in Brokeback Mountain. Okay, we watched Paul Rudd in The Object of My Affection 20 years ago. So yes, of course we're supposed to be actors. You're supposed to be able to play. But my only judgment with Bridgerton is sometimes I'm like, yeah, I can tell. You know what I mean? Every now I'm like, I can tell. But then can I? I mean, some of these actors are openly gay. The what's his face? The fantastic actor who is openly gay. Whose name I don't know. Sorry.
The one from last season. I know.
Season.
I'm looking it up right now. Yeah, the oldest brother.
Are you talking about him? The one that's been in honeymooning. Fabulous actor. He's in a lot of films, lots of stuff now. Yes.
I couldn't tell.
Yes, right?
I couldn't tell because I was turned on by him. So why?
And then it's like, there's a whole other question, right? Like, what does that even mean? What does that even mean, right? Like everything's so fluid now too that it just doesn't matter. I'm just talking about chemistry, really, and just believing in two people's love.
Where are you? What episode? I did not. Okay, where am I right now? I'm like 3 episodes in. Are you way past that?
I'm watching the one with the redhead again. I don't know. If that's the one you're watching, you'll see. So. And she's in love with this is so funny. She's in love with the brother and everyone. It's kind of awful in the sense though that it's like, how many times does somebody have to tell this girl she's worth it? And I'm so sick of somebody saying you're amazing, you're beautiful, and her like looking in the mirror and being like, am I? When I'm just like, I'm waiting for her to be like, I know, duh. What, I'm like 10 pounds thicker than you and you're telling me I'm worth it? I know, shut up. Like I'm ready for that.
You make a good point.
To be like, enough,
it's like,
you guys,
we're race
enough.
blind. Yeah. It's interesting that Shonda is choosing it to be race blind, but not like when there are gay romances, it's shunned in society. And then her having a body be toxic body image issues is also shunned, which would have been of the time, like that would have happened. It's kind of interesting that it's like picking and choosing the representation in that way. But obviously, I think to love Shonda is to know that some things are just not going to be like fully executed. You're like, I guess I'm just here for
it's
the
hard.
girly dresses.
Me too. There was one, like I saw some Instagram thing saying that actress from Derby Girls is so brave for doing the nude scene. Basically being like, saying like, you're so brave for getting nude.
You look ugly kind of thing.
Wow,
like that was kind of, yeah. That was a bullshit
I guess we read into it what you want. I don't really want to. Yeah. And then she clapped back like the most clever thing, which of course I don't know. But my point is like, I'd like to mirror that in the show. I guess I've said that already though. Moving on. I've been watching The Gentleman. Have you ever seen The Gentleman?
I have not. Although the guy who's the main guy in it, he really truly reminds me of this podcaster, Nick Viall. Like Nick Viall. You know Nick Viall. He looks like Nick. I can literally not tell them apart. Right?
Oh, I can see that. He has a British accent, and I don't know if he's British, but he's definitely has a British accent in the show, and that might help you get Nick out of your head, because Lord knows Nick doesn't have a British accent. That wasn't a dig. I don't know what that was.
No, that's not a dig.
I can see where you're saying.
He's like a Midwestern guy, but they are tall and they
it's
have
great
the
though.
Similar bone structure.
I can see that. But he's really great. He's really talented. There's a lot going on. You have to really pay attention. The writing's intense. I even had to put the subtitles on because sometimes accents are too thick, and also they're speaking very intently, and they're very descriptive and detailed, and some words I've never even heard of before. But it's very interesting. I'm learning a lot. I really, really like it. The Gentleman. Maybe I'm a little late to the game, but I'm enjoying that. What are you watching? Are you watching anything else? Oh my God, I finished Lost. I forgot to tell you that.
We did too.
I know. Brendan told me we had a secret phone call. We have our secret phone calls every Saturday night. Anyway, I don't want to get into that. We'll talk about it after the podcast. I finished it. I screamed. Listen, I'm not going to ruin this for anybody. This show was on 20 years ago. If you don't know the ending, fuck you. But I'm just kidding. But I was screaming at the TV, Christy, when Jack died. I was saying, I was freaking Kate Winslet on the Titanic screaming, Jack! I just did not want him to pass away. I did not want him to take care of the light and do the blah, blah, blah. I'm still a little lost on the plot. It's probably a me problem, not a general problem. It was still pretty confusing. I think I get it. I think it was about, the in-between, not the afterlife, not the here and now, but the in-between. But I just love Matthew Fox. I just loved Lost, and I'm really going to miss watching Matthew Fox act. I just think he's such a brilliant actor. Have I said that already on this podcast?
We are the same. And when it comes to Matthew Fox, I feel like he was robbed of a career. I actually know that he has alcohol issues. And a lot of the people on that crew or cast had DUIs because they were literally creating this, not because, right? But because they were stuck on the island and literally, and they were filming this very long, very extensive show. And there was nothing to fucking do except kill themselves every day, right? In the same clothes, doing grueling kind of acting work where they're getting tortured or they're being this. I mean, literally the show just it's insane. So I understand why half of them became alcoholics.
Oh, totally. Have you ever done that? I was just talking to a friend of mine who was in that terrible movie I did called, well, it wasn't terrible. It just was cheesy. Vampire Suck, which was a spoof movie on Twilight. Yeah,
I knew
it was
it.
called a movie. Yeah. What? You knew it? You knew what? The show of the movie?
I knew that you were going to say Vampire Suck. I'm telling you right now, it's not as bad as you think it was. Matt Lanter was in that movie, right?
Oh, yes. And it was not as bad as Bratz, the terrible movie Bratz I did. But he was hilarious. And
Bratz had its audience, honey. Bratz was a kid's movie, and it was you were on the older side of it, but I think that they knew what they were doing. But I honestly really enjoyed Vampire Suck. I thought it was funny as hell. You did a great job.
Yeah. It was it was a spoof movie. But anyway, so we filmed that in Louisiana, Shreveport, Louisiana. There is nothing in Shreveport, Louisiana. Okay, and it's not a hop, skip, and a jump to New Orleans. Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's what I was going to ask you. So basically, in doing this movie, I was in a hotel room. I was at a Hilton. That was like seriously the only thing in Shreveport was this hotel. Like really, it was just such a bad time too. And there was nothing to do but drink. That's all I did. I drank with people. I drank without people. And then of course I was there for like a month, and they used me maybe 10 days out of that month. So what did I do? Day drink. There was nothing to do.
Girl,
Christy.
you got into some
it was horrible.
bad, messy business.
I'm a bad girl. I'm such a bad little girl.